name is Kathy, and today I'll be continuing the discussion on Bach Flower Essences and their practical use. Continuing with their use on ailments. Today, we'll be looking at the ailments that these essences can help with, continuing with the letter H. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Heartbreak, secrets, depression, worries. Agrimony helps people who try to hide or suppress their worries, needs, or pain and suffering silently. It allows us to express ourselves, lighten our load, and find the way to solve our problems. It's often combined with walnut. Homesickness. Honeysuckle lets our pleasant memories fade away when they prevent us from finding happiness in the present or from being grounded in reality. Hope, lack of hope, pessimism. If only we could learn to expect nothing, to be able to give up our hopes when necessary, and to realize how insignificant our daily fears and problems really are. Even though we're normally tough, we're not able to do this when in a pessimistic state of being. Hope signifies progress and growth and provides our inspiration for living. It gives us optimism and strength, and losing it is perilous. Hope is especially important during an illness. When we are ill and without hope, we are almost certain not to recover. When we lose hope and are pessimistic due to failure, use gentian. Failure and setback gives us opportunities to exercise our strength and abilities. When understood properly, they can help us to make our future better. Gentian can help by making us more optimistic and able to ride out the bad times. Combined with chestnut bud, it can help improve the learning process. For total loss of hope, use gorse. People who have lost all hope and live only for the sake of their friends and family need gentian. It is especially helpful for serious, hopeless illnesses. For loss of hope due to depression, use mustard. When depression follows us everywhere and we lose hope of improvement, mustard can help us become happier and more optimistic. For loss of hope because of absolute desperation, use sweet chestnut. Sweet chestnut is needed when we're desperate and hopeless and everything seems to have lost its meaning. For loss of hope with resignation, use wild rose. Hopelessness can be the manifestation of a general sense of resignation. We merely exist and lose all our hope and are not interested in anything. Wild rose can reawaken our hopes and our interest in life. For hopelessness that's making us compliant and tractable, use centaury and gorse. For sudden hopelessness that's caused by stress and overwork, use elm and gorse. For hopelessness and weak will, use gentian and gorse. For hopelessness that's making us depressed, use gorse and mustard. For hopelessness due to being exhausted, use gorse and olive. For hopelessness due to a severe trauma, use gorse and Star of Bethlehem. Sweet chestnut helps in the case of absolute desperation, when we feel we just can't go on, combined with rock rose for accompanying feelings of panic, and elm when preceded by excessive stress. False humility or servility, meaning an obedience or attentive to an excessive or servile degree. True humility means giving ourselves up to and trusting joyfully and willingly a divine authority that orders and connects all things, because we know that the intention of this higher authority are good and we recognize our own limitations. False humility, on the other hand, is a type of subjugation that takes place only through our own weaknesses. We want to buy ourselves the good graces of those to whom we subjugate ourselves to. For false humility, obedience, and servility due to an undeveloped personality, use century. Century allows us to develop the consciousness of our wants and needs. Only then is true, free humility possible. For false humility, obedience, and servility due to guilty feelings, use pine. Pine alleviates our guilt feelings, which bring forth false humility. For false humility, obedience, and servility demanded of others, use vine. Dogmatic religious types who demand humility in others essentially want other people to submit to their own convictions. For false humility, obedience, and servility due to apathy and resignation, use wild rose. Wild rose is effective against stifled, resigned devotion, which is often misconstrued for humility. Humorousness. Having a sense of humor is being able to laugh in spite of everything. Certain people lose their sense of humor quite easily. It becomes difficult for them to laugh, especially about themselves, because they're too sensitive or too stubborn. They should, however, make a conscious effort to ensure that their tendency to take things too seriously doesn't become a habit. For humorousness that is due to being overly sensitive, use chicory. People who are overly sensitive generally cannot laugh without pain, sorrow, or unhappiness. Chicory can help with self-pitying melancholy and give us a little distance from our pain and ensure that we don't become mired in negativity. For humorousness that is tinged with melancholy, use mustard. For humorousness with a tendency to make our lives too hard, use rock water. Rock water is for people who inflict severe self-discipline on themselves and lose the ability to laugh at their own mistakes. For humorousness that is dogmatic, use vine. People who insist that everything must go according to their plans often find it difficult to laugh when things go wrong. For humorousness from being offended or insulted, use willow. Willow can prevent us from being too easily offended and keep us from losing our sense of humor when we are faced with unpleasant surprises. Hypersensitivity, psychic, physical, allergy. Hypersensitivity that's either psychic or physical, and also physical body allergies. Oversensitivity usually serves a protective function. It's often said that the best defense is a good offense. It also indicates a personal weakness. For hypersensitivity from either psychic or physical causes that is caused by a lack of love, use chicory and heather. Chicory helps mitigate an excessive need for attention. It's helpful for anyone, especially children, who take even the most normal, trivial lapses of attention as signs of loss of love. For hypersensitivity from either psychic or physical causes, use heather. Heather is for people who always want to be popular. For hypersensitivity from either psychic or physical causes due to failure, use gentian. Gentian is helpful when we take failure or problems too seriously. For hypersensitivity caused by disregard, use heather. People who suffer from a pathological need for recognition cannot stand it when they don't receive attention. For hypersensitivity caused by belittlement, use larch. When we feel inferior, we're especially hurt when we feel left out or undervalued. For hypersensitivity due to criticism, use pine. Pine minimizes the tendency to suffer from a guilty conscience and to overreact to accusations of any kind. For hypersensitivity due to negative experiences, use Star of Bethlehem. When we are too easily shaken from a traumatic experience, Star of Bethlehem is helpful. For hypersensitivity caused by being too easily influenced, use walnut. Walnut helps us become more thick-skinned. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists to help so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.